I guess I'm gonna post a little bit of an update of where I am at with my health and everything. I got some pretty good feedback from the video that I originally posted. Most of it was from people that I know on Facebook, you know, reaching out to me, which I truly, genuinely really appreciate. It's been about 3 months or so since I posted that video, and although that doesn't really seem like a lot for me, a lot has changed in that period of time. I'm definitely in a much better place. Not cured, I'm not, you know, able to work still, I'm still sick, it's just different. I find myself having a little bit of a hard time kind of putting it into words because it's like, I'm still sick. Like just maybe 3 days ago I was miserable. I felt worse than I have in months. I felt like I was dying. So it's like, I have good days, I have bad days, and I know a lot of people that are in remission from Lyme disease have told me that it's kind of like gets to the point where the good days eventually start outweighing the bad and then you're better. But you know, for probably the rest of my life or until there is a cure, I'm gonna have to always keep up with my health and still be health conscious because, you know, Lyme can go into remission, but it can always come back, which sucks, but it could be worse. So I figured I'd take a video now and kind of show you a little bit of what my current routine is when it comes to medications and supplements and, you know, what has worked for me. And I used to take a lot more medication than I do now. I was taking like 45 to 50, maybe even 60 pills a day, really depending on whether or not I took all of them every day, because sometimes it was just so exhausting. I would have to set so many alarms and all of it is just So I'm taking a lot less pills, like it's crazy. I'm assuming that if you're watching this and you have Lyme disease and you've had it for a long time and you've done all your research, you know who Dr. Klinghardt is. I'm currently, and have always been since day one, since March 17th, I think. I marked it down. It was my first day of treatment. I've been taking Dr. Klinghardt's cocktail. It has a lot of shit in it. I will show you the container in my kitchen. I'm not going to show you each individual product right now. I'm probably just going to make a separate video on that because there's so much stuff in it. I'm really thankful that my mother makes it for me, because I don't even know if I could keep up with it. She's had or has Lyme disease. She got diagnosed really long time ago. She's been treating for like 4 plus, maybe 5 or 6 years. She's a lot better. She reopened a business that she had lost because she was so sick. She was bedridden, she was dying. She had some other issues too, but she was very, very, very sick. So I'm on a very similar protocol to what she was on. It's a little less intense, and I'm also having a hard time taking the full dose because it gives me a Herxheimer reaction beyond belief, and it is really, really strong. I'm seeing a new doctor now. He's great. I really like him. And when my mom told him the cocktail I was on, he was just like, wow, that's some intense stuff. And believe me, it is. It makes me really sick. So I'm on a really low dose right now. I've been on a higher dose and was for a long time, but I was just so sick. It was just unmanageable. It's like, it gets to the point where sometimes your body just can't handle, you know, some things, and you have to kind of take a few steps back. I was to the point where I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't eat, I was withering away, so I had to take a step back, and I took maybe like 3 weeks off of it and kind of got that out of my system and then started it up again. And I have not been on that high of a dose since because it was just really bad times. So this is like half of it. I drank some of it already. It's mixed in with something called galactose, which is like almost like a sugar crystal substance. It's hard to explain, but it breaks down the ammonia in your blood and your brain. And I have a lot of ammonia all over the place from the Lyme disease, of course. So I mix the galactose in with my cocktail, And I have my water here because this shit is fucking nasty. God. Oh, it's nauseating. The worst part is that this is actually diluted with water, and I usually don't even take it diluted like that, but since the galactose is in it, I had to put water. So it's like, I guess you could say it's like taking a shot of Fireball. It's just really, really intense. It's a lot of flavors, and yeah. But before I go into my kitchen, I will show you just the supplements. This definitely isn't all of them, but I'm starting off slow here. This is something that I would consider starting off small for me, because I just need to be manageable while I treat the Lyme. Like, I can't go back to that part of my life where basically when I made the first video, I was too sick. I couldn't move. It was just too much, and you know, there's only so much suffering one person can handle. So, you know, everybody agreed that it was best for me to kind of just take a couple steps back, because, you know, I'm treating 21 years of Lyme disease here. So it's Lyme disease all over my body. And so it's going to be really intense when it dies. So have this pill. I'm supposed to take this multiple times a day. So this is like my night dose of pills. This, don't know what it's called. Honestly, there's a lot. I've taken so many different pills. My doctor will put me on a new one, and I will just take it. A lot of this is supplements and vitamins and also other medications. It's hard for me to even tell which is which. So, you know, I will make that another video about that if people really want to see what is working for me and what isn't. I do know that these two help break up glutamate in your body, I think it's called. This is 600 milligrams of magnesium, 10,000 units of vitamin D, a beta blocker for my heart, a systemic enzyme, which really is supposed to be taken on an empty stomach because systemic enzymes help break up biofilm, but sometimes I just take them to help digest food. And this is called selenium, and then another white pill. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pills. Oh, yay! So that is what I will take before I go to bed. And then this is something new that I've added, which I think more than anything has really helped me. So when you're herxing, you get toxic because the Lyme disease is dying and it's going into your bloodstream, and those dead bugs are pretty much poisoning you, making you extremely toxic, and you need to get those toxins out. So I was taking binders like clay and something called Zeobind, which I will show you, but I always thought to myself, what about activated charcoal? I've heard so much about it. So I just said, screw it, I'm gonna try one pill. And honestly, with one pill, the next day I woke up and I was like, okay, I feel pretty good. You know, that was short-lived, but it kind of showed me that it might be the toxins that are making me really sick. Too sick, you know, worse than I was before I started treating. So I take activated charcoal. This is 280 milligrams per cup, and it really, really does bind everything up. And it makes your shit black, so that's fun. Okay, so we're in the kitchen, and actually just moved to this house like a month ago. So this is the cabinet of crap. This is for me and my mother, but a lot of the things that we take is very similar. If you have Lyme disease and you feel like you're not getting better, I would suggest getting a 23andMe test and testing your genes. All this stuff, this is genetic stuff that I take. I got my genes tested, found out that I had a methylfolate issue where I can't methylate properly, which means I can't detox properly, which is really important when you have Lyme disease. So that's important to know, because there's a lot of things like B vitamins that can make you super sick if you have this issue. So this is my galactose that I take. Some CBD oil. I use multiple brands of that. These, which I can't handle right now, they're a little too intense for me, is for liver and gallbladder detoxification. This one is for your kidneys, bladder, and urological tract. And this one is for your lymph nodes, to drain your lymph nodes. These make me super sick. Obviously that means they're working, but in this moment it's a little too much for me. They also made my mother pretty sick, so she pretty much just said, you know what, listen, let's not do these right now. It's too much. This is the stuff for the cocktail. There's a lot of them. Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, but all this stuff is crazy. I will definitely go over that in another video because honestly, I'm not sure which is mine and which one's my mom's. It's my systemic enzyme. These are so damn expensive. They were like 70 bucks a bottle, which is crazy. This is only like half of what I used to take every single day. It was intense. And like this histamine stuff, I was taking 9 of these a day. Like most of the stuff I was taking so many of them every single day. It was really, really overwhelming.